quarter-final position. Let's get back to the match to see what happens.
Super start from both bowlers. But Sheikh will be off first in this second game. Well, there's the Manhattan comparison. That's what we call that graphic between the way that Darren Cundy and Sheikh bowled, and you can see they both had their problems and they both had their string of strikes. A turkey each was the best they could manage in terms of strikes, but pretty clean finishing at the end, and that's why it's so close.
Yellow strikes, black spares, and the one white was the open frame.
Nice work, good start. Now, can any one of these players get locked in for long enough to do some damage?
Well, previous winning scores on other matches, Simon, Chris Barnes averaged 260 in winning his match against Zara.
Don't even talk, just don't even talk about it. That guy's great.
Oscar Palermo averaged 230 plus to see off Guy Kaminsky, and superstar Jason Belmonte was a 240 average in his win over Jens Nicol.
Well, I thought Palermo and Belmonte had a bit of fun towards the end of their game. They really enjoyed themselves on stage, and Kaminsky just pushed Palermo a bit, made him at least finish correctly. Little pose down from Darren Cundy as we see his fiancée Jo Harries in the crowd applauding. Yes. She'll be happy. She will be, yes. Getting married in a couple of months' time. England's #1 lady player at this particular time is young Jo. Here to support dazzling Darren, who just tripped a 4-pin nicely and made a strike. So we're all square after one frame, and we're only 1 pin difference. Great stuff. That's the potential finishing scores of both players, and if it is that close, we've got some real drama to come in this match. Well, the thing that excites me, if it's that close, it could even go to a tie, and that would be interesting. Yeah, if that happens, then Bernie White, our tournament referee, will let us know exactly what's happening, but how are we going to split the two, Cass, if it gets to that? Well, it will come down to a 2-frame roll-off, frames 9 and 10. And even if it's tied, it will be a 1-frame roll-off. So it could be quite interesting. Hold on to your seats, ladies and gentlemen. This one looks like a cracker. Cundy then to try and turn this into a double to match his opponent. Does so. Both players perfect through 2 frames. Incidentally, both players are shooting at near enough the same sort of speed, and they're actually hitting the same mark on the lane, which is the 14th board, just near 3rd arrow. So they're playing very similar lines, getting the same sort of reaction in this game so far. So it's more than equal in the scores. Everything seems to be pretty level. Cundy at the moment just slightly higher on those rev rates. The crowd, though, responding. They've seen 4 strikes in a row in this second game, and already the atmosphere just building. There's a little murmur of anticipation. Great work. It's a turkey for Sheikh, the second one that he's posted in this match. I wonder what's going through Mario Joseph's mind. They're both on 300 games. Well, it's a win-win situation, isn't it, for the coach of both these players? You see the 460 revs per minute that Badr's putting on his bowling ball. Yeah, he's just picked that up a touch from the first game. He was around about the 420s. So he's clearly getting confident, feeling comfortable with that line, and just putting that extra bit of effort. Yeah, he's looking quite relaxed, isn't he, under these television lights. Darren again going through his little warm-up procedure. Smooth as you like. Oh, who's going to crack first? That's what it's going to come down to now. We're in a real shootout. Between them, 6 strikes in a row. 2 turkeys. That's how they look at the moment, and well, Darren Cundy living with Sheikh. That's what we can say. Absolutely, and the crowd are very much on the edge of their seat, and as you mentioned, they're in anticipation because they know this match has to finish in 7 frames time. It can't go on to game 3 or 4. This is just a 2-game shootout, and we're coming down to the 3/4 stage of this match, and it's absolutely level bar 1 pin. And the other impressive thing, Cass, neither of them has really had a lucky strike in this run, so
Both players look absolutely solid and locked in now.
And it's good to see this is the way tempo bowling at the highest level is played. Players get locked into their line, get into that strike pocket and hopefully carry all pins.
And the revs and the speed going up from Badr Al Sheikh.
Well, yes, I mean, that could be an unconscious thing, but maybe he's getting just a little bit nervous. You know, we're in a big shootout situation here on television. These shows go around the world.
Cundy for a four-bagger. Just bounced that one a little. Not quite as smooth as normal, but the same results.
Straight through. Does he care? And he's had a shot that Mario Joseph may have taught him, the double bend strike. I think not, but yeah, he's very pleased to get that. Just dropped off the hand, turns away, almost in disgust, but the ball looks good, and it carries all 10. Yeah, I'll have that, he says.
Well, when this World 10-pin Masters format was designed, Cass, this is what was envisioned, these head-to-head contests right to the death.
Absolutely, Simon, yeah, and this is a classic example here. Just the one pin, as you see. Both players, dare I say it, they're on 4 in a row each. I won't go any further at this particular time.
Well, you said it, so we know who to blame. Oh, straight through the head pin. The first poor ball reaction that he's had so far in this second game. That really straightened up on him.
Yes, the 3, 6, 9 and the 10 pin left standing. A little cluster spare on the right hand side. The shot was wrong. Straight right off the hand. He wasn't happy with it. Look at the look on his face. Didn't break the pins up at all. And a tricky little spare because he's got to cover this 9 pin on the back row. The 3, 6, 9 and the 10, and the 3 and the 9 pin are what we call a sleeper. One directly behind the other.
First big test then for either of these players in this match. Oh, that is so good.
Dear, oh dear.
Well, he lived dangerously, but he got the job done.
Absolutely made the spare, yeah. Slightly unconventional, but took all 4 pins away and makes the spare. Here we see again. Nice high back swing. Lays the ball out. Gets the hook in the back end, and that 6 pin just about goes, doesn't it? Just gets a little tap on it.
So the run of strikes is broken for Badr Al Sheikh. Now let's see what Darren Cundy does here. Now, does Darren Cundy make an adjustment based on what he's just seen from Badr Al Sheikh? Well, whatever he did, it's worked.
Yeah, slightly light in the pocket on that shot, but it has carried all 10 pins. Of course, there is the possibility that Badr's last shot, although it was in the same place, overreacted quicker in the back end, which may let him know that the oil is moving around. They're both playing the same line, so obviously the oil's moved sideways. The lane is drying a little bit on that line that they're both consistently hitting. But on that shot, Darren sort of got the ball to hang there and carried all 10, so that's 5 in a row.
Nice work from Badr Al Sheikh, and well, these are the subtleties that we don't always pick up on TV, Cass, but both players are definitely making changes to their delivery.
Badr moved at least 3 balls left on the approach there, changed lines totally, came deep inside and got the reaction he was looking for. Held a little bit longer on the oil, got the reaction in the back end, ripped the 1-3 pocket.
Dangerous time for Cundy here, believe it or not. Well, just a chance to see how that's changed.
Yeah, see, he's moved inside, almost touching 4th arrows, which is about 19th board there, 19th, 20th board, but still makes the pocket. That was a definite change in his game setup.
Let's see what Darren Cundy responds with. Oh, that was the problem. Exactly the problem that Badr Al Sheikh had the previous frame.
Well, that's the change, yes. It may well be that the lane is breaking down, and they've consistently bowled the same line together. So they're all in the ball track area, and this is exactly the same spare that Badr left to the last frame. But won and spared it. Now Darren's got to make this one to stay in touch.
And if he does make it, then it's still that 1 pin difference because the players have effectively matched each other.
Absolutely, yeah.
Well, he went with a similar line.
Very similar line indeed to Badr, yeah, so he's made an adjustment as well. This really has to be a spare, valuable ball. At a critical time of the match as well.
Got it. Much cleaner hit than his opponent.
A classic spare.
Yeah, spares it no problem. So, potentially 4.94 for Badr Al Sheikh, 4.93 for Darren Cundy. It's still just the one pin in it, and can't see these two breaking away. I think they're going to match each other all the way through to that last frame.
Oh, crikey, I wonder what an exciting finish that's going to be. Obviously, Darren's got the, well, let's just say a slight home advantage, being from the UK. But it's certainly good to see Badr here as well, showing us exactly what he can do. Well, fantastic reaction in the back end there, and then that ball sailed out to the right somewhat further than he actually wanted. Got caught up in the lane oil a little bit, but the reaction as the ball came off the oil was fantastic. And watch the look on his face.
Yeah, just a bit worried there.
Absolutely, please come back.
Oh, and it does.
Absolutely.
Comes back for the double.
Fantastic, what a time to hit 2 strikes in a row. Just after Darren's had that 6 spare. Whew, yeah, that was a bit refreshing.
Yeah, good work, just that 1 6 spare for Badr Al Sheikh, otherwise a blemish 3 scorecard. Now, it's another concerning situation because Darren Cundy made the adjustment, didn't work, and he's got to match his opponent and get back in that pocket, and that's exactly what he does. So both players showing just how well they can deal with the changing conditions out here on this single lane.
Badr Al Sheikh holds the 1-pin lead going into frame 8. A classic strike here from Darren Cundy. What a beautiful smooth style. Lays that ball on the lane. It looks absolutely perfect. Really great style. Yeah. Well coached Mario. I'm sure he won't mind me saying that.
Back to the A game for both players. And still just that 1 pin in it. Who's your money on? Badr Al Sheikh. Ooh, just a touch high on that head pin, but he got the reaction that he was looking for from the pins.
Certainly an adjustment from the last shot. A lot tighter inside. Played it straighter down the lane. Didn't get to those outside boards. Finishes hard, high on the head pin, and trips the 4-9 split. How about that? Makes it 3 strikes in a row. Pretty fortunate.
Yeah, he'll take that for his 3rd turkey of the game.
Yeah, you have to take these little bits of luck when they turn up, especially if you're on 2 strikes in a row. It makes 3. Another turkey. Pacing 276, both players. Oh, that would be a finish, wouldn't it?
Cundy's got to match him. The crowd now silent. Oh, but not until they realised just how good that ball was from Darren Cundy. I'll tell you what, Kat, I think this is quite an English approach to it all, but Darren being the 2nd player to go in this 2nd game, every time he gets up to bowl, my immediate thought is, I wonder if he can match Badr. And I just think if we were from the States, we'd be thinking, come on, put them all over, put the pressure on.
Absolutely, Simon, yeah. Darren's last shot was identical to Badr's, over exactly the same mark on the lane, got the same result, and these two are neck and neck in this game. Darren, that 1 pin behind, so if they all strike out, Darren's going to, unfortunately, going to lose by a pin. And Badr's not going to stop because he's got the messenger, and that's such an important shot, and doesn't he know it?
Bit of relief in that celebration from Badr Al Sheikh. I think both players, as this game has gone on, both players have looked more and more nervous. It's really come home to roost now just how important the closing phase of this match is going to be. And both players just dropping the tempo, the revs, the speed on the ball, and getting back to that perfect game.
That was such an important shot. Tripped the 4-9 for a strike in frame 8. Ripped the rack with a messenger on the 10-pin on frame 9 to make 4 strikes in a row, setting himself up for the win. What can Darren do? He's got to stay with him.
Oh, well, he was lucky to make sure he didn't leave the split, but that's put Cundy under some serious pressure.
Absolutely has.
And it's opened the door for Badr Al Sheikh. The foundation frame, not a good one for Cundy. Needs to spare. And he needs to hope for something to happen to his opponent, really.
Well, Badr is so locked into this 1-3 pocket on this lane. Just one glitch during the game. This is pretty unfortunate here for Darren. 7-10 pin standing up. Loses the 10, but it can only be a spare at the most. It's going to send his score backwards. And there will be daylight between them. And it's the foundation frame already, frame 9. So with 1 frame to go.
So he puts it away. but the game now is very much in the hands of Badr Al Sheikh. And the Saudi player just taking his time to get out the seat, and I think that shows you he's ready now to close the deal. But he wants to do it on his own terms, so careful preparation from this 19-year-old.
22 pins is the difference. If he keeps the ball on the lane, he's into the quarterfinals and a showdown with Jason Belmonte.
Well, both players bowling so well. It was going to be a mistake that separated the two, and it wasn't even a big mistake, just a costly one.
Absolutely, yeah. Don't be too nervous, Badr. Just keep it in play. There's your winner.
Did more than keep it in play. Demolishes the pins, and that should put him through to the quarterfinals against Jason Belmonte. Oh, frustration again for one of the English bowlers. Sarah Glover losing out to Chris Barnes in the first match of this year's tournament. And it looks as if Darren Cundy now will be going out in the first round in his debut, but also another debutant, his opponent. Badr Al Sheikh will be going through, and the frustration clear in Darren's face.
Yeah, Badr's actually upped his rev per minute rate, and that seems to be just the difference in ripping his pins out. Again there you see light in the pocket, but he's got enough rotation on the ball to kick all 10 pins out, and he's going to be 276 with one more strike, with the highest game of the tournament so far.
So he's posting his intentions nice and clearly. Well, we haven't had a single game so far in this tournament that has produced poor scoring. Everybody has posted something decent.
Change of ball and 8 pins on the last game, and victory for Badr Al Sheikh, now from Saudi Arabia. What a great score.
Now this cast I've always felt probably the toughest part of 10-pin bowling, the fact that you've got to come out and deliver those last balls. Badr Al Sheikh with a terrific score, 274. He'll be delighted with that in the second game, as you say, the highest score of the tournament so far, and a good total aggregate. But Darren Cundy now has to do the decent thing, deliver these, give the crowd something to remember him by.
Well, unfortunately, he's probably going to go out on the highest losing score. The crowd will remember him. He's such a smooth style. What a great bowler.
Well, that's the way the draw goes. That's the way the cookie crumbles at this World 10-Pin Masters. It is very cruel sometimes.
There's no hiding places for any of the players. There's no easy matches. And Darren's going to shoot about 470, and unfortunately be on the losing end of the game. But he's shown his wares. We know what he can do, and I'm sure he's got a great international future. Top 10-pin bowler. Absolute classic shot. Earns himself one more ball in the 10th frame before he signs off. It'll be 255 with another strike. Potential score of 472. 236 average, and he's going to lose. That's the sort of standard that's been set here at the World 10-Pin Masters this year.
That is frightening.
Can hold his head up high, can Darren. Finishes in great style. Fantastic game of 255.
Classy stuff, and he's just been involved in a world-class game. It's Badr Al Sheikh, though, from the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia that comes through this match. Darren Cundy of England couldn't quite match him. 492 to the winner against Darren Cundy's 472. It's Badr Al Sheikh that will progress to the quarter-finals.
Badr Al Sheikh has won his match and will now join the rest of our pros in the quarter-finals. Next time, World Cup winner Michael Schmidt and former Asian ranked #1 Alex Liu will make some bumps and jumps in an effort to earn their place in the next round. Join us again for more exciting gameplay on the partypoker.net World 10-Pin Masters.